Thanks for joining us for another vision therapy exercise. These 3 simple exercises you can do with simply a set of letter charts. Click on the link below in the description to download a copy of these letter charts to practice at home. Now, these exercises are working on the skill called tracking, which in optometry terms, we use the word saccadic eye movements. Quick eye movements looking from one point to the next. This is exactly the way that your eyes move when you read. Working on this exercise will help improve reading speed. It will also help improve accuracy when reading, so you're not skipping around as much or skipping over words. And lastly, it will help to improve reading comprehension because you will be reading more fluently. Are you ready to get started? To set up this exercise, you want to print out your letter chart and have it on a wall at eye level. You should be wearing your glasses for this exercise if you need your glasses to be able to see clearly. You want to be standing at a distance of about 4 to 5 feet away from the chart. Remember, this is an eye exercise, not a head exercise, so I shouldn't see any moving of the head when we're doing this. Head should be still and just the eyes should be moving back and forth. Let's begin. For this exercise, we're going to be practicing jumping our eyes from the first letter of every row to the last letter of every row. Why this is important is because this is exactly the pattern that our eyes move when we read, and we don't want to skip down lines when we read, and that's exactly what this exercise is going to help with. So let's look at the top row, row 1. We're going to say letter F, then B. Row 2, X, Z. Row 3, W, K. Row 4, Y, S. Row 5, U, then V. Great. Now that you're able to do that, let's put it all together. Let's see if you can do it faster. If you even want to challenge yourself, you can do it with a metronome to increase your speed. Go ahead and try. Now that you've been able to master the first and the last letter of every row, let's challenge yourself. Let's do the second letter and the second to last letter of every row now. This is a little bit more challenging because you really have to find your place. So what that's gonna look like is this: E, Q, M, P, O, G, C, J, I, D. Were you able to make it all the way through? Go ahead and challenge yourself by seeing if you can do it faster with the metronome or even clapping while you're saying the letter. For the second exercise, you're going to need 2 charts. You're going to want to put these charts on a wall at eye level and separate them by about 1 foot. Now, this is another exercise working on keeping your place. You're going to look at the first chart. You're going to say the first letter of the first row. That's going to be F. You're going to jump your eyes to the second chart and say the first letter of the first row on that chart. That's going to be letter Y. Now jump back to the first chart and let's say the second letter, letter E. Jump to letter R. Letter R. Jump to letter N. Letter Q, then jump to letter A. Letter B jumps to letter P. Now you go down to the second row. You're doing the first letter of the second row on each chart. Letter X to L, M to U, L to I, P to M, and Z to Q. Think you got the hang of this? You're going to go back and forth between each chart, saying the letter in the same position. See if you can do it quickly. If you want to challenge yourself, you can do it while clapping, or you can also do it to the beat of a metronome. Go ahead and try. For the third exercise, now you're going to need the small chart and 1 large chart. The large chart should be on the wall, again, eye level. You probably want to take a few steps back, so I would recommend being about 8 to 10 feet away from the chart now. Now the small chart, you can cut this out and put it just on a popsicle stick or something that you can hold up close. You want to be holding it about, I would say, 6 inches from your nose is a great distance. And you're going to practice reading the first letter of the first row and then jumping your eyes to the far chart and reading the first letter of the first row. So it's going to look like this. T, F, C, E, E, R, P, Q, X, B. Now that you've got that, let's go to the next line down. The first letter of the second row is going to match the first letter of the second row on the far chart. M, X, H, M, K, L, O, P, S, Z. Keep on going until you can get all the way through the chart to the very last letter of the last row. Again, if you'd like to go quicker, you can always do this to the sound of a metronome. A metronome can increase in speed to make you go faster. These vision therapy exercises are great for improving the accuracy of tracking and improving reading speed. If you can do these exercises for as little as 5 minutes a day, you will see a huge improvement in the accuracy and speed of reading. Thank you for joining us for this vision therapy exercise. I hope you learned something fun, and most of all, hope your eyes got stronger. We'll see you again next time.